Just so you know, I went to Singapore and then I come back with a Burmese friend. Oh, what is that?
Hi, everyone.
Welcome back to
So today we are going to talk about how we met. It goes way back. When do we meet? 14, 15?
15.
2011.
Yeah. Oh my God.
1/3 of my life.
We actually met in university in Singapore.
Yeah, we're both Burmese. We're now working and living in Yangon.
We're both Bachelor of Business Management,
Yeah.
but she majored in marketing
Yes.
and I majored in finance and psychology.
So today we're going to mainly focus on our relationships.
Especially with the locals and other international students.
Yeah.
And we thought that we could share
Our perspectives, yeah.
both of us had different experiences from each other.
Yeah.
But mind you, this was like 15 years ago. Okay.
We're old. This might not hold true anymore, or
Yeah.
it could still be true. We never know.
Yeah. And also this is purely from our own perspective and our experiences and feelings.
It is completely valid and acknowledged. Yes.
We're really sorry if we offended anyone within this discussion. Maybe we can start with how we got into the university, right?
So maybe you can start first.
Okay. So for me, I graduated from local state school and then I took IELTS in Yangon and then I took a bridging course offered by the university. They call it a bridging course, but it's actually a SAT prep classes. Yeah, so I took the classes there and I took SAT there and then I got into the university.
For me, it's a little bit different. I went to an international school and I had to finish until 12th grade. And after that, I also took IELTS and SAT. And with that, I applied for university.
When we got in, we got a letter and there's actually an explanation saying that, there is a camp that is mandatory for all the students to come to. This is where, you will meet all your classmates, your seniors, that is good for a connection. Well, I went to the camp, but she didn't.
I have an explanation. I got an acceptance letter late, I think.
Okay.
I don't really remember, but I wasn't part of the camp. But I'm regretful. I regret so much that I didn't go. But I don't know what you experienced, but for me, I felt like I was missing out a lot because when I went to school, right, I had no friends because I wasn't in camp.
You didn't miss out anything at all. Like if I had another friend joining me here, he would agree with that.
Oh yeah.
He hated that camp so much. They actually group us into like a group of 5 or 6 people, and they put 3 locals into the group and 2 international students, so that international students get a chance to meet the locals and locals vice versa. We had to do like a lot of games and team building exercises, which was horrible.
Why? What happened? What kind?
Okay, because like for the guy and for myself, I mean the complaining guy and for myself, we come from a state school. Like we don't have experiences with group games or like team building exercises. So it was already a torture for us. Even though they paired us with 3 locals, these 3 locals have more common experiences among themselves.
Right. Of course.
Yeah, because of their background, like they will ask each other, oh, which junior college are you from? Oh, I'm from this. Oh, like, did you know this person? In the end, it was just me and this international student talking to each other and bonding with each other.
So where is that international student from?
Indonesia.
Okay.
Yeah. The whole like social experience, social networking was just very awkward.
It was too forced.
Yeah, it was too forced. Because for the Singaporeans, they already had cliques. Cliques? How do you call that?
It's really pretty normal to just naturally get into a clique, right? Because you have so many things to talk about.
Yeah.
And it also probably depends on the person's character. Like if you're maybe introverted or maybe if you're extroverted, then it might also.
I'm a huge introvert.
Back then.
Now.
Still.
Forever. Actually,
it drains you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
You don't want to put in effort.
But school actually made me a little bit, extroverted in a way.
Like,
I mean, I talk if I need to, but before I wouldn't talk at all.
So you bonded well with the Indonesian?
At camp.
At camp, yeah.
Yeah. So let's just get the experience. So yeah, it was a terrible experience. Let's stop there. As soon as the school starts, once you get into like the chaotic vibe of the university and the classes, right? You just stop messaging altogether.
Why?
Because they also have their own friends going into the university.
So when you went back into normal daily school session, you are not in touch anymore.
No, you're not even friends anymore. I'm not even friends with the Indonesian girl anymore.
Really?
Yeah. So that's why I said you didn't miss out at all.
Okay, from my point of view, you didn't know how I felt when I went to school. So there was orientation. On orientation day, I was so desperate to find someone that I could talk to. So I met an Indonesian friend.
Oh.
And I had a good chat with her. And somehow I managed to keep in touch with her for my freshman year.
Oh, okay.
So I met at orientation. Yeah. And then afterwards, everyone goes to their own classes, right?
Yeah.
At every class, I felt so alone. Like I had no one I know. But everyone there already knew someone.
But were they talking about their camp
Yes.
experience? Oh, they were?
And
Oh,
I
okay.
felt so left out because I wasn't in camp. So that is when I started feeling a bit like a loser. Also about co-curricular activities. It depends on which co-curricular activity you join, right? I think that is where you make more friends than in real classes.
Yeah, that's true.
Because in class, it's more like, you go to class, you finish off, and then everyone goes back to their houses, right? But I stayed in the dorm. So at least that was better. I had some friends at dorm, so, But for you, you didn't stay at dorm.
No, for me, I stayed outside. Yeah, so I mean, I had I had two Burmese friends with me that I know from like high school years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
Best buddies.
we come to university together. So I already had some friends from the beginning, but we didn't take the same degree. So we were in totally different classes.
I think freshman year was the worst. Afterwards, it gets better. It's not too hard. You just have to get used to talking to strangers.
But the thing is that in freshman year, I feel that so we're gonna start talking about nationalities now.
Okay, that's fine.
So it might feel a bit offensive to other nationalities. I'm really sorry, but it was just my experience, and
it's fine.
Yeah,
you're forgiven.
Thank you, Ikan. No, because I was thinking that in the freshman year, I think everyone had a more open mind.
Yeah.
So because at our school, there were a lot of group-based projects and group-based presentations. There were very few individual projects, but that's also because of our degree. I think in our
Business
school
management.
for business management, they focus a lot on group work. Even the individualized exams take a small percentage of the whole grade.
Very few. Yeah.
The group work and everything takes about like 60-70% of the whole grade. Yeah, so in every class, it's you need to get into a group of 5 or 3 as the professor dictates. And in freshman year, it was easier to find a group
Because nobody knew everyone.
Yeah, nobody knew everyone. And I think the Singaporeans were very open-minded because they're starting out and like they're meeting all these different nationalities, so they're very curious and want to talk to you and want to start like working with you and all. But as it gets like second year, third year, the Singaporeans don't want to group with international students anymore.
I feel like it's also probably because of the working styles. Because from my point of view, like Singaporeans are very well planned, and they have their whole year ahead of them already written down, like how they want it to go.
Yeah, that's true.
So everything needs to be perfect for them.
Yeah.
And for international students, we're more chill in a way. We don't have that planning mentality.
We don't know what to plan, right? That's the problem.
That is also probably the case because because our education system wasn't like that.
Yeah.
You know, for them it's like junior college already prepped them to be how they should be in uni. So they already know what it's gonna be like.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's one reason too.
Yeah.
Our university is a little bit different because we have to bid classes
Yeah.
to be in that class.
Right.
So for some of the Singaporeans, they already know like which professor is lenient in which area.
Oh yeah.
From their seniors.
Yeah.
And if they're going to take this class, they will find a senior from that class and they have already gotten all the notes and the professor's likes and dislikes. So they've already prepared a year ahead.
See, they planned the whole
Yeah.
thing in advance.
For us, it's like, jumping into a lake.
Just swim now.
Because for them, they're also more used to group work, right? For us, even in your international school, I think it's more individual, right? Individualized.
We have a lot of group works
works
too.
too.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
we're not planning type. It really depends on the person. I'm not a very academically driven. How do you say it? Like, I'm not a planner.
Because into the senior years, you can choose the subjects that you want to take, and the Singaporeans would already have a group of friends coming into the class together.
Yeah, they bid together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they would form a group together.
Already, yeah.
For me, it was difficult because I can't group with the Burmese either because I had different major than you.
Yeah. we shared maybe 2 or 3 classes. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Because I was trying to take psychology, the major that she majored in, which I eventually dropped out of. Yeah, so I had a few classes with you, and I was so thankful she was in my class. Yeah. But most of the other classes,
Oh, no, but the thing is that the psychology students are actually more friendlier.
not very competitive.
Yeah, not very competitive, and it was easier to
Mingle with?
mingle with and
yeah.
to get a group,
Yeah.
like a good group as well.
Yeah, that is true. That
Yeah.
is true. Everyone was pretty open.
Open,
Yeah.
But for the business students,
It's more
they were
competitive.
they were very competitive.
Rightfully business.
And then-
Finance.
And then I'm not
Finance.
sure. Yes. Finance especially.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's so bitchy. Even the guys are so bitchy.
Hey, you majored in finance.
Yeah, I
okay.
majored
I
in
think people
finance.
have the right to say that you're bitchy too.
No, but then like I had more psychology student in me
Oh.
than a business student.
Oh, really?
So because like in the 4th year, right, everyone was wearing a suit and like
They
the
were
guys
ready to become
carrying
an
a
investment
briefcase.
banker.
Yeah, investment banker. And then I was still in my hoodie.
Yeah, it actually depends. Like your personality needs to match the major that you're going into, and it will really help align
Yeah.
during your classes.
Oh, there's also a rumor that went around like that I heard in my year 4, in my final year, that there's actually a list of people that you don't want to get into a group with because they're dumb.
Oh,
Yeah. So it was a list that was spreading around among Singaporeans.
oh.
Yeah.
So international student. Why did I not know that?
You didn't hear about it?
No.
Yeah, I heard about it. I think from international student. I think it was an Indian student.
Oh.
Yeah, she told me about it. Yeah.
Oh, Indian students. I had really good experiences with.
Yeah,
With Indian
I
students.
love Indian students. They were so open. They
Yeah.
were so inviting.
They're so bubbly.
yeah.
Like every single one of them, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and they're so smart, intelligent,
Yes.
and very outspoken.
Yeah.
Like English is their how do you call it? English is their main language.
Yeah. It's
so-
their work language.
So it's not hard for them at all. Yeah.
Yeah. It's easy to communicate with them. Actually, the Indian community adopted me.
Yeah. She was. She didn't stay with us, the Burmese community. She was in the Indian community.
Yeah. But I think other than Indians, I didn't really make friends with other nationalities.
Really?
Yeah, maybe Vietnamese, but we don't really keep in touch. And because I think the other communities, they're more,
Close knit.
close knit. Like the Vietnamese, their community is very tight.
So international students have their own groups, right?
Yeah.
So Myanmar has Myanmar, Indonesian, Thai, Vietnamese. So
Yeah.
naturally, when we enter school, we're naturally part of that community. Yeah. But for me, I joined an international community that is taking charge of all of these. Under that, there's a group which is called Roots. I'm so thankful I was part of it because Roots is actually, like supposedly a Singaporean community that embraces all nationalities. So the friends that I still keep in touch with are Singaporean, Chinese, Vietnamese, Indonesian, and we all met at that
at the club.
So
wow.
that club invites every nationality, and we all met there, and we became a good group of friends. Yeah. So it wasn't cliquey. We were all from different nationalities. Yeah. So that I'm very thankful for. Yeah. Otherwise, you're really, sectioned off to just mingle with your own group of friends, which I don't like. I always want to, when I go to class, I always want to make new friends, but it doesn't last.
No.
It really it really requires a lot of your effort.
Yeah.
To keep in touch and I don't know.
Even then, that relationship has to be reciprocated. Right?
Yeah. It can be a one-way street.
Like you could be asking out for drinks and hey, should we study together? Should we meet at the library? And the other person says, I
have things to do.
Yeah.
It's really hard. You know what was the saddest thing when that was my first time living far away from my family. Same for you too, right? I'm so thankful I live in a dorm, but I'm not used to eating alone. Like at home, I always come back to a family dinner. So during my freshman year, I hated it so much. I was always looking out for people to eat dinner with.
Okay.
But so sadly, like after class ends at like 7, it's dinner time. All the Singaporeans will be like, bye, I go back home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And
because
then
they want to go back to their families.
Of course, they have their families there. And then I'm stuck with I don't have international friends that in that class yet. So I don't know who to eat dinner with. But thankfully, I stay in a dorm, so I go back to the dorm, and at least my flatmates are there.
One interesting about us is that we actually reconnected after university. We didn't really
hang out there. Because you were not at the dorm.
Yeah,
and we didn't have similar classes.
Yeah. Moving on to the professor relationship. For me, I didn't click with any of my business professors. I actually like my psychology professors more.
Why?
Yeah, they were more open and easygoing and just so fun to talk to. But my business professors, they're so rigid. They give off like a unfriendly vibe to me.
They're finance professors, right?
They're finance professors, yeah. Is that why?
Probably.
Really?
Don't you think they're just crunching numbers? They'd be tired of crunching numbers every day. They have no time for social life. Because I didn't feel that at all.
Oh, with your marketing professors?
I love my marketing professors.
Really?
They're so fun.
Really?
They're kind of like a mix between business and psychology.
Oh.
Because marketing is more psychology than numbers.
Yeah.
I'm wondering why you didn't take marketing. It would be a good match.
As a kid, I was pretty, how do you say that, obnoxious?
Finance is the best business major.
Yeah,
that's what everyone says.
Because I thought why would I learn about marketing? I thought marketing was common sense.
Maybe you should shut up. That's why you meet those finance professors. You deserve to meet those finance professors.
At the end of the final year, my final exam was a psychology exam, and after the exam, my friend, the professor, and I went to a pub to drink beers.
Oh, so fun!
Even in my year 2, I was thinking, should I change to
psychology
degree? But then I will have to retake so many credits, so many courses. I didn't think it was worth it.
Yeah. My marketing professors were all fun. They have that vibe. They're all very outgoing, funny. Right now I remember 2. One is the marketing. I think weren't you part of it? Marketing 101.
Yeah. The Indian professor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
He's not fun. What?
The fat one.
Yeah, the fat one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though neither of us has a romantic relationship,
Has had.
has had a romantic relationship in Singapore. Let's touch on the subject.
Yeah, because it's a key of relationships, right?
Yes. Because I also think that the Singaporeans are very loyal to each other. That was my experience seeing the university couples in class. Yeah, because some of them, they were dating since high school. They lasted through the junior college and university, and now they're married, and some are already having kids.
Wow, long relationship.
Yeah. And they also plan ahead. One of my colleagues, during break time, I saw that he was searching for an HDB flat.
What's an HDB flat in Singapore?
Oh, it's a housing development board, is it? Right? So for Singaporeans, it's very hard to get an apartment. If they're rich, they can just get a condo. But for an HDB flat, as I understand it, I think they have to bid for it. And there's also a certain allotment, like the number of flats dedicated for each race of Singapore. So let's say like this percentage of flats are dedicated for Singaporean Chinese and another percentage for Malays. For this guy that I knew before, he was a Malay. He said he's only been dating for this girl for a year, but he was already searching for flats. And I was like, isn't it too soon? I thought you just started dating. He was like, yeah, it's only been a year, but even if I didn't end up with her, he still has to search for flats now.
Yeah.
He has to plan for it because he wants to have his own place after graduating, working. Then he wants to move out of his parents' place.
Yeah.
And as I was being surprised by this information, this another girl just came over. Oh, you're looking at this area. Why don't you search this other area? They got a few more openings. I was like, what? You know about this too? Yeah, we're also been searching. And I was like, what? You guys are so fast. And that was in year two internship. Yeah.
Wow.
And they were already searching for places.
Wow.
Already planning out their whole life ahead.
Yeah. It is also because they have very limited numbers. So if they don't plan ahead, then they don't get it. Also, I have a few friends, they're not Singaporeans, they're international students who got together in uni, and now they're like happy families with babies. University couples.
We're also a university couple of friends.
You want to start the fire?
Okay, just to stop the rumors, I do have a boyfriend. We're not a couple.
Finally, it's out.
Do you find that Singaporeans are a bit xenophobic?
Yeah, so definitely. When I was in uni, I bonded well with the international students more than the Singaporeans, naturally.
Yes.
Like you said, they were cliquey and they were always having their similar things to talk about. And I naturally bonded with the international students. But when I came back to Myanmar, I met a few Singaporeans who came to Myanmar to work. And those Singaporeans changed my perspective of what I originally thought.
I would say that they are a few outliers.
For sure.
Because they already have the open-mindedness to come into another country and work in that situation.
Yeah.
So they're already very different from the general public.
Yeah. Then the ones who just remained in Singapore in their own comfort zone.
Even though we made some Singaporean friends, we don't stay in touch longer than that class period.
It is really hard to maintain a relationship. Not in that, lovey-dovey sense, in a friendship kind of sense. It's really hard.
For friendship, I feel that you have to put more effort in it, right?
Because it's also okay to not have it. So that's why it's more precious that these friendships keep on going.
I'm the precious one.
No, I'm stuck with you. There's no choice.
You wanted a Singaporean friend, but you're just stuck with a Burmese friend.
There's no choice.
The one who stayed, the one who replied.
All through the ups and downs.
Talking about xenophobia, recently I went to Singapore. I was talking with a taxi driver, and he said that he's becoming very wary of foreigners coming into Singapore now because they are making the housing market climb up.
Oh.
Yeah, but he was specifically blaming the Chinese, mainland Chinese. They come into Singapore and they buy all these $1 million condos, penthouses, which just drives up the housing market, and he's finding it very difficult to live in Singapore.
That is so sad. But it is natural for a developed city to have increasing prices.
Yeah. And also because, Singapore doesn't really have the manpower. They need to rely on the foreign workers. Yeah.
And all the smartest people will go to Singapore.
Yeah.
Of course, because they have the best job market.
Yes.
And security. I don't know what it would be like studying in Singapore now compared to when we were 15 years ago. I wonder if the situation is getting better or not.
I don't think so. Because it's still a very, how do you say that? Asian,
Asian-centric?
I think the movies were lying to us that the relationships that you built in your university years last a lifetime.
What? Of course, it is not. It is true. Look at our relationship.
Yeah, okay. It's just that, I went to Singapore and then I come back with a Burmese friend. Well, what is that? Where is that, like romantical notion that I go to Singapore and then I make friends with all of these Singaporeans and then we still keep in touch. I'm coming to Singapore. Can I sleep at your couch? It's nothing like that.
She still does that to her Burmese friend living in Singapore.
But yeah, I do that. See, that's still a Burmese friend.
Aren't you the cliquey one?
No, those are the ones that reply to me. Like you.
I am thankful for the relationship, yes.
Bye.
See you at the next episode.